Hi everyone, Jim Schreiber here. I wanted to do a live stream today because I have been getting questions in regards to a couple things that I think are somewhat important. And one of the things that keeps coming across my desk over and over again when I'm talking to clients is they keep telling me how they have this inability to really attract a certain type of client, the top client or the top candidate, through their portals. Whether that be through a search engine where they have jobs and they have those jobs connected to apply and they apply through a portal, or whether that just be through an advertisement. And so I started doing some study on this, and I realized that one of the reasons could be is the fact that it honestly takes so long to apply to certain positions. Um, what it seems happens is this: what you have is a situation where you have candidate A who is working, employed, busy, decides, you know what, let me go on and just for the heck of it, see what's out there and come across the job description that they really think fits them. So they go to apply, and that takes them to an internal application process. Some of these application processes are to a point where they have to register, create a username and a password, and then they go in and it asks them to send in their or attach their resume. It then parses the resume, but then they have to fill in all this other information. And I did an average study on this, and it can take anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes for a person to apply. That's a long time during a workday. And so what I think normally happens is the candidate gets a quarter of the way in, maybe an eighth of the way in, and decides, I don't have time for this. And gets a phone call, has to go to a meeting, gets involved in something else, and before you know it, they forgot all about that position. So I think that companies have to come to the grip and the belief that let's make it easy. And I know that companies do it because they want to make sure that they're in compliance. But the reality is this: if it's too hard, if it's too lengthy, if it's too difficult in the beginning, when somebody who is employed and possibly very happy where they are, just want to see what else is out there, in order to get them to bite, have a situation where they can apply by just clicking apply here, attaching their resume, and that's it. And then leave it to the internal talent acquisition staff, the internal recruiting staff, to go through that resume and then figure out a way to connect with that individual and bring them into the process. And then once there seems to be interest on both parts, have them go through a more formal application process. I think if that's done, what you will see is you will get better candidates. You'll get a higher volume of candidates, but that again is on your internal recruiting talent acquisition staff to go through and to decide which ones they want to go after. So I think that is one of the pieces that I always find, kind of shocking when I go through open positions and I see how hard it is for someone to make an application. And let's understand that it's not as if they are home all day applying for jobs. There are those people, and there's some very good people that are doing that, and they have the time to go through that. But the candidates that most companies want, who are employed, who are out there doing that position every day, really don't have time to sit there and do a half hour or 45-minute application. Create a username, create a password, add all this information. Put them in a position where they feel empowered. They send their resume in, and then leave it to your internal um, talent acquisition staff to decide which ones to go after for next steps. So that was one of the big questions that constantly comes across my desk. How do we make it more efficient? How do we get people to apply? And I think the other thing to understand is just like an internal talent acquisition professional sometimes only has minutes to go through all the applications that are coming in. Well, you know what? People who get on job sites or LinkedIn or some other, professional type sites, they only have minutes. They can't dig down into the details of every single position they're looking for. So, again, highlight what you're looking for from a client side, from a company side, make it stand out, make it easy or less cumbersome for a person to apply, and then leave it on your internal talent acquisition professionals to figure out a way to reach back out to those people and bring them into the process. Any other questions that people have, please visit my website at schreibertalent.com, or you can follow me on LinkedIn, and certainly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you, and hopefully I'll be talking with you real soon.